Hi you guys, and welcome back to my channel. Today's video I'm going to share with you everything that's in my prepper's pantry. Now, I did not run out and buy all these things all at once. I did take my time over the course of 4 months to accumulate everything that I have here. A lot of this was on sale, and a lot of this is non-perishable, so it's very good, shelf stable, and I'm going to go through each category with you. So without further ado, let's get started. So I will first start out with the dressings, the seasonings, and all of the condiments, and then I'll head on to all the beans, the coffee, and the meat. Now, everything here is non-perishable, therefore this should last a good year to a year and a half, maybe 2 years, of course keeping everything in rotation. So the creamy French, Thousand Island, and a couple of ranch dressings, along with this Asiago and garlic and raspberry vinaigrette. All of this will be used within a year or two. I'm not going to replace any of these once I start using them. I'm thinking once I get to the very last two, then that's when I will go ahead and buy more. More seasonings that I have here would be this creamy buffalo ranch. I only got this because it was on sale 2 for $3. So I figured this is great to have for a couple of years, 1 to 2 years at max, because my husband and I are the only adults that like to use these. So in this family we do a lot of sandwiches, and of course we make a lot of chicken and tuna salad, so I only buy mayonnaise when we have them on sale in our supermarket. So these were 2 for $5, and then this was $9.99 over at BJ's, so I thought picking up 2. So these 4 I will definitely always keep in rotation. So if I use one, I replace one. Something that is very shelf stable is this grated Parmesan cheese. Yes, it does have some added ingredients that keep it fresh, but it's actually good for at least a year. And our prepper's pantry is pretty cold and dark, so that's where I store it. I only have one, so I buy it one at a time. And then something that I believe has like an unlimited shelf life is honey, and so I invested in the organic honey. It was a bit pricey. This came in a set of 3. We're currently using 1, so these are good for when we have colds, to put them in teas, and this can actually go in a couple of recipes. So honey is something that you should definitely buy and keep in rotation, although this does have a very great shelf life. They're not very big on peanut butter and jelly, but I did want to buy 1 giant peanut butter for smoothies, and then this was a pack of 2, and I believe I will start going through this, but I just wanted to give it a little trial run, so I picked up 2. I did not stock up on these. At BJ's, they had this on sale, and so I picked this up, and I thought if we have a party, I will always have, I wouldn't have to run to the supermarket. I will have a couple of dips on hand. These are perishable, but they have a really good shelf life of about 1 to 2 years, so this is not bad to have. Now, I do have some Hershey Syrup. It has an amazing shelf life, 2 years. This is 2023, so this is something I can keep in my pantry. Next here, I pick these up as I go, so I only buy 2 at a time. Once I get to the last one, I'll pick up 2. So these are definitely in rotation, and I always buy the store brand, because brown sugar, you don't have to buy everything name brand. So during the holidays, I picked up these semi-sweet chocolate chips. I only have 2. I don't stock up on these because we don't do too much chocolate in our home, but I figured, hey, why not? One thing I definitely do stock up on is my maple syrup. These are pricey. They're organic, so I buy 2 at a time, or if I use 1, I'll go ahead and buy 1. If I have extra money, I'll buy a second one. But right now, we're using a large one in our fridge, and then I have these 2 stocked up. Next up, these were on sale, and these are good until the fall, and right now I'm filming this in winter, so this should last about a whole year. It's just sliced pineapple, It's very good to have on hand for lunches. Then I have this large applesauce. We actually went through 2 of these already, so I actually have to go and stock up more on these huge ones from BJ. So now here I have the family size of the Cafe Bustelo. This I decided to stock up on because we're constantly using this in rotation. So this is definitely a pantry staple. Now for the event of an emergency where I can't get to the supermarket, I do have an instant, and it comes in a glass jar and it's sealed. It has a very nice shelf life of, let's see, about 2 years, I believe. And so this is something that you just add water, and that hot water, and then you have coffee. So this is something we're not opening. Instead, we're going to rotate through this, and this is an emergency backup because we all know we need coffee. Here I carry a bunch of beans. We go through beans like you wouldn't believe. We're Hispanic in this household, so we are bean people. So black beans for our tacos and fajitas and things like that, and then red beans, we like to add it with rice and salsa. So it's very delicious. Right now I believe I have 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 12. So we have about 24, I would say, here. And every time I use 4, I go back and I buy 2. So I'm keeping it on rotation, and I never buy a can of beans or anything canned if it's more than $1. I only buy it when it's less than $1. So you don't have to get this brand. As you can see, I like to get store brand as well. So Aldi is good for that. Stop and Shop is good for that. Walmart is amazing, has great prices. Even with inflation, you can still find good quality beans for under $1. Another thing that I would love to just always keep in my prepper's pantry is potatoes. Now, I'm a fresh potato kind of girl, but let's say you're not feeling well, or you have a huge family gathering that you didn't really plan for. You don't have to run out to the supermarket and get a bunch of potatoes and have a ton of potatoes sitting at your counter. You can just whip these up really quickly. So you can saute this with onions, you can put sausage in it, have a delicious big breakfast brunch for your family. So I have white diced tomatoes. Then I have whole potatoes for soups. If I ever need to get into it, like I said, I do prefer fresh potatoes, but these will do in an emergency situation. And the shelf life here is awesome. It's good for 2 years. 2024, we're in 2022 right now. So I'll definitely start getting into this just so I can start a rotation on it. For now, we only have 5 of them. Only 5 because this is not something we use all the time. But I have comfort in knowing that I have extra potatoes on hand just in case of an emergency. I don't have to run out to the supermarket. I have it says fresh cut leaf spinach in a can. Shelf life is also awesome. 2 years here. So I have 2 of those. I have 1 can of carrots and 1 can of sweet peas. Like I said, it's 2 adults in this house, and so my husband and I are the only ones that will eat spinach and carrots and things like that. So just 2, one for each adult here. So that sounds pretty reasonable. Like I said, I never go out and buy a whole ton of them. I buy them a little bit at a time, and I usually go with the store-bought brand and not too much Del Monte. I believe I got this for less than $1, so that was a good deal. I do have these 2. These are green beans and corn, and these were I believe they're 12-pack of each. These are very good to keep in your prepper's pantry. Throw them into soups, throw them into a stir fry, and you're good to go. So these definitely my husband and I, we use on a rotating basis. Part of a healthy, balanced diet includes fats. Yes, I said it, fats. You do need fats in your diet. You also need salt in your diet. So it's really important that you educate yourself on the things that you do need, and don't buy things that you don't use. So make sure that you make like a running list of the things that you use at home, and then go from there. So for fats, I have vegetable oil, I also have cooking spray. This was on sale. This was such a good price. This was like from BJ's. I think it was like $7 for just 2 of these. I picked this up when it was on sale, 2 for $6. So that's olive oil. And then I have an avocado oil from Aldi, and this was priced really well too. So I have a whole ton of different oils. Right now I have coconut oil on my shelf because that's what we're currently using. I'm the only one who likes pickles, and this is a huge jar of pickles. I have a smaller one in the fridge, but once I get through that one, I will start using this one. And I don't think I'll buy this again, solely because I'm the only one who uses it. So this will not be in my Pepper's Pantry, but I thought I would include it in this little haul. So important to have canned meat on hand. This stuff is getting really expensive, so I thought I would stock up. Now, usually I do use fresh chicken breasts, but in the event of an emergency, I have a ton of chicken breast in a can. I do buy the Good Nice brand because, you know, I just want quality when it comes to meats. So I have this. I can always throw this into a soup, saute, or into a stir fry. I don't eat tuna, so I only have 3 of the tuna because my husband is the only one who likes it. So once he eats 1, then I'll stock it up with 2 more and go from there. Now it's turkey with beans, Hormel chili. I never tried this before. I picked up 3 only because it was on sale, and so we're gonna try this out. This is very shelf stable. These canned meats last about 2 to 3 years. So some of them are 2025, some of them are 2024. Speaking of canned meat, we do go through a lot of Vienna sausage. I do like to throw these in my rice with vegetables. It's really yummy in the morning with some potatoes. So I did stock up on those 2 18 cans, and this one I bought in October. This one I bought this month, January. So you can tell how long, you know, how long this will last in your pantry. So if it took me months to get through 1 pack, so I'll know that I wouldn't have to go back and get another one. Of course, we just finished the other one that we bought in October. So this one's new. This one's the older one. This is from the older one. Also, I can't find a big giant pack of these. I'm going to look online. But I believe they're expensive and I don't want to pay too much for them. And I'm not a fan of this one, but it was such a good price that I couldn't pass up. And with inflation and everything, I just thought having some in the pantry would be a really good idea. So I stocked up on 18 boxes of this Kraft macaroni and cheese. And I only have 1 of these, so I will be, once I get through half of this, I will look and get back to this brand, Annie's. It's so important to have on hand, especially canned soup. This here will last me well over 2 to 3 years. They're in a can. Make sure that you always read the expiration date. Make sure that there's no kinks or cracks or anything in here. You want to have soup on hand for those days that you may get sick. God forbid anyone in your family gets sick. Pour this into a bowl in the microwave or put it on the stovetop, and you've got yourself a nice hearty chicken noodle soup. I do have a ton of these college inn broths, and that is because I love to cook all my chicken in broth. So I only have 3 cans because I was using this organic chicken broth. This was a pack of 6 and I'm down to 2. So instead of running out to buy more of these, I'm going to go through this and these, and then I'm going to buy a bigger case lot of the organic chicken broth. Now my kids love this Lipton noodle soup. This is pretty pricey, $8 for just 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 packs. 5 cartons or 10 pouches each, so these are 20 pouches altogether. We go through this in a month, so this is something that I keep in rotation. Once we get to the 3rd one here, I would buy a new pack and then keep replacing it. You can't go wrong with top ramen. So I bought this giant 48 pack of Top Ramen in October. We still haven't even gotten into it, so I'm gonna start getting into it. I'll probably eat once a week, or I'll start packing this in the little takeaways that I give sometimes to my father. Definitely want to make good use of this. So now we're heading to the back of this pile. These were 2 for $10 at BJ's. I thought this was a great deal. This is something I keep in rotation. We're only down to 2, so I do need to pick up some more. I have a 40 pouch variety pack. Now this here we use for school lunches only. If we're home, this is what I will serve the kids. It'll come out of here. It will never be a juice pack. That's something I learned from Jordan Page. I'll link her channel down below. She is very frugal and she has the best tips ever. So anything that comes in a pouch is for outside only. Big jars, things like this, will be for the home. I have some applesauce, 12 cinnamon, 12 apple. This was cheaper than the organic, so that's why I picked it up. I do like to fluctuate between organic and this one, but my budget did not allow for the organic, so this is what I'm going through. I'm just grateful to God that I'm able to provide and buy things like this for my kid. So these pouches are for school lunches only. I do have fresh apples that I give them, and then, you know, when they're in school, they'll have these. This, I bought this some time ago and the kids didn't like it, so I'm getting ready to give these to my dad or my sister. These have a shelf life for until March only, so I really want to get rid of these but not throw them out because they're still pretty good. These are like little tangerines that I bought. These are Rice Krispies. I bought a small one because I thought my kids were gonna like it. They hate it, they don't like it, so I'm eating them for now. Fiber One bars. These are actually mine. And I bought a huge pack. I stocked up on these. This is going to last me well over 2 months. The shelf life is perfectly fine with the 70 calories. Why not, right? Now, I'll be turning some things around. These are the Welch's pack. This was $10, so decided to buy them. This has 20 bags inside, so I thought I can put them in little Ziploc baggies and divide them up and put it in their school lunches. Over here I have French vanilla Betty Crocker for baking. I only have 2. I do stock up on these, but I don't see any on sale, so I'm not touching anything unless it is on sale. I have only 1 Italian breadcrumbs here. I do have to pick up some more because we do go through this quite often. So I have 1, so I'm going to go and pick up 2 only if they're on sale. Something to have in your prepper's pantry, 100%. Even if you haven't used it before, buy it. This is instant dry milk. The reason why I say you need to buy this, in case of an emergency and you need milk and you don't have any, this will be your best friend. Buy this, put it in a mason jar with a very tight grip lid where no oxygen gets inside, and then you will have something in the case of an emergency. Now this bag makes 8 quarts, and you can also use this for bakings and your coffees and things like that. So this is really good to have. I only have 1 because we always use fresh milk from, obviously, you know, from the supermarket that you buy. But this makes me feel good that I have emergency dry milk in case we ever needed it. And this, I'm actually going to be transferring this today into a mason jar. So I have some mini marshmallows. We don't really go through these, but they were on sale, and so I picked it up. They were 2 for $3. I picked it up for the holidays, so I am going to buy some yams, and then I'll make some candy yams, and then I can serve this as a nice treat for dinner. So it's always good to have a couple things to change up the variety, because if you just buy rice and beans and things of that sort, your family will get very tired of having the same things over and over. So a little variety is a good thing. I have these Nilla wafers. We haven't tried this, but it was on sale. So I bought 2 of these. The other one is over there in my working pantry. So excited to try that. This recipe though, so good. Now these Ritz Crackers, I bought them in October, 18 stacks, and we still have a whole ton. So we only gone through only one of them. So I know I will never buy these again, but we do like them. So I think I'm going to start putting them into the lunch boxes. This shelf life is pretty good. It's going to be good until, let's see, looks like it already expired. January 2022. Honestly guys, I opened this and it tasted just fine. So I think this is just best, let me zoom in closer, best by, not expired, it's best by that date. So I'm definitely going to give some away. We tried it, we're not fans, but we do like it. I'll pack some of them for lunch. I'll find a recipe where we can use plenty of these, and of course I will give some away to my family members. Now I know this is something that I'm not going to be stocking up on, and it's okay to have trial and error in your prepper's pantry. It's just part of the journey of prepping and making sure you have everything that you need for your family that they will enjoy. We're not done yet. I still have a couple more items, and I want to go through cereal. We are big fans of cereal. Right now we only have apple cinnamon checks. The rest of the cereals are up in my working pantry, and we have a couple there. We have like 5 boxes up there, so I'm not going to show you that just yet. I have this pancake mix. They were 2, I forgot how much this was for, but I know that we already went through 1, so I had like 1 big one, and then these 2, we're already done with the other, so I'm about to replace the one from my working pantry and then stick with just 1 for now. I really want to go with a different brand, so I'm just gonna use this up. I went ahead and bought diced tomatoes. The shelf life is awesome on this. This here expires in, or is best by in 2 years, so I know I'm gonna go through this. I don't have to run out and to the supermarket to get any diced tomatoes. I have tons on hand. So I have this one that was on sale. I don't remember how much it was, but if you go to your local supermarket, compare. You don't have to always buy like the really nice brand. This is a Happy Harvest brand, this diced tomatoes, and it was less than $1, and I only picked up 1 at Aldi. I said, you know, it's always good to just buy 1 because I used 1. I have these whole peeled pear tomatoes, which is awesome for when I'm making a gigantic lasagna. I can just put this in there. I don't have to go and buy fresh tomatoes. I already have some on hand. I have crushed tomatoes here, huge can, non-perishable until 2023. I'll definitely be using this. I have only 2 tomato pastes. I want to go through all of this, and then I will continue to stock up. So for canned tomatoes, this is it right here. I have 2 cheese ravioli, mini ravioli, only 2 because my kids are not a fan of this, but in case of an emergency, I have 2 chef boyardees on hand. Sorry if I sound a little bit winded. It's because my kids are, you know, they're home and they're young, and so they need my attention, and I'm running back and forth between filming this video and hanging out with my kids, so or helping out my kids. All right, so I have 2 of the tomato, organic ketchup. We do like to use organic ketchup, and it's not so pricey. It's pretty good. I have only 1 vodka sauce because my husband and I, we don't need to be rotating this because we don't eat too much pasta, and I'll show you the pasta I have. It's like literally not even a lot because we're not pasta people, but you know, when you think of Prepper's Pantry, you think of tons and tons of pasta and rice, and that's not necessarily what you need to always get. We should have on hand are the things that your family eats. You don't want to waste your money. You want to buy things that your family is using so you could keep it on rotation and you're getting your money's worth. You work hard for your money. Buy the things that are going to help you survive through any emergency situation. I got this on sale. It was a really great price for this brand. It was about $7.99. Yes, it's a little bit inflated, the price, but it was on sale and it was good, and I know we're going to use that. This was on sale, 2 for $3 or 2 for $4, and it's a savory beef gravy. We're not fans of this. That's why I didn't stock up any more on it. We just went through 2 giant things of ragu sauce. So this is the last one, and I decided we're not doing this brand anymore, and that's why I switched to just the glass jar ones. For pizza night, I have only 1 pizza sauce here. So what good is all of your food if you don't have things to season it with, right? And so all diets need salt. We as humans need salt to survive. So make sure you have extra salt on hand that you can cook with, or you can use in your recipes. So this here was a good price. I don't remember how much it was. It's the Stone Mill brand. Not a very familiar one, but it's super shelf stable and it's good until 2026. So this is something I'm not going to touch. I'm going to keep it as an emergency. Now I have a ton of seasonings in here. I have Italian seasoning, taco seasoning, adobo, ranch, gravy mix, all of this in a big Ziploc bag. This I am rotating through it, but I also do have a duplicate of this in my working pantry. I just thought extra seasoning is very, very good to have on. I wasn't kidding when I said we weren't big pasta people. 2, 4, 6, 8, 9. We didn't have 9 boxes of pasta. 1 ziti, the rest are spaghetti. This is all we use. Now I do have in my working pantry 3 of the spaghetti boxes, and usually my kids are the ones that eat the spaghetti. I'm not stocking up on this. I want to get through all of this year, and then we'll start going with other noodles. See, lasagna, I do have only 2 of them. I don't have any backup lasagna. That's because I'm not a lasagna person. I only make lasagna maybe like once every 2 months. So that is the whole bottom here. Okay, so last but not least, I have chips. I have a whole box of chips here that this goes to the kids' schools. And I also have this here, the 48 cups of Pringles. I just got this at BJ's. This does go into their school lunch. They don't have chips every day, but they do go through chips pretty quickly. I have classic stuffing. This is a 3-pack. I bought this back in October. I only used 1 so far, so I would not be stocking up on this again. But the shelf life on this one is until December of, so basically the end of this year, 2022. I do have these quick 1-minute oats. I would not be restocking this because it's good for a whole year, so 2023. We don't use this, but I will make use of it for sure. Maybe I can make some oatmeal cookies and it'll be a hit, but I did buy it because it was a really great price at BJ's, and it wouldn't hurt to just stock up on some oats. So that is everything that I have in my Prepper's Pantry for January 2022. If you liked today's video, please give me a big thumbs up, and as always, I'll see you in the next one. Bye guys.
I've been feeling so small. Watch the clock ticking off the wall. But tonight I'm letting it go. Spend my coin for sure. I'm gonna be myself, or I could be someone else. No one's stopping me now. drive a faster car. Lay my troubles to rest, blow the smoke through my cigarette. City lights looking fine, and I know this is my time now. I'm gonna be myself, or I could be someone else. No one's stopping me now. I'm gonna skip my breaks, I'm gonna make mistakes. I just wanna feel alive. It's just what I do.